Top 10 Best Countries for Racial Equality. Race prejudice is the opinion that one race is inferior or superior to another, and that a person's biological qualities influence his or her moral and social characteristics. Those who hold racist attitudes may consider other races to be less worthy, and in extreme circumstances, even subhuman, in comparison to themselves. Racism may take many different shapes and present itself in many different ways, and it is often impacted by a variety of cultural, religious, economic, and historical influences, among other things. Racial discrimination perpetrated by Western nations against non-Westerners during the 19th century has had a significant influence on history, most notably in the forced enslavement of hundreds of thousands of Africans. Slavery was the fundamental cause of the American Civil War, which took place in the United States. Another example can be found in events such as Black Lives Matter and the demonstrations planned for 2020 to 21 in response. Here is a list of top 10 least racist countries. Number 10. Austria. In Austria, there are 3 traditional ethnic minorities that have found themselves within the country as a result of changes in European boundary lines over the course of several centuries. They are Slovenes, Croats, and Hungarians from the Carinthian region. None of these organizations has a membership greater than 50,000 people, and all of their rights are guaranteed by law. Modern immigration has resulted in the formation of a number of significant new ethnic groups in Austria, some of which are now considered significant. Most notably, more than 300,000 individuals from the former Yugoslavia, as well as more than 300,000 from Turkey, moved to Austria during and after the conflicts there. Many have become naturalized citizens of Austria and are now considered to be citizens of the country. As a result, it is considered to be one of the least racist countries in the world. Number 9. Belgium. In terms of ethnicity, the Flemish community constitutes the vast majority of the population of Belgium. Flemish speakers account for more than 6 million of Belgium's residents, whereas the French-speaking Walloons, albeit a minority, are the country's second-largest population group, with over 3.6 million people. Tiny groups of minorities exist in small areas across the nation, in addition to the 2 primary demographic groupings, including over 77,000 German-speaking citizens who live close to the Belgian-German border, as well as other groups of minorities. Belgium is a country with the biggest number of residents among the immigrants, with over 500,000 people residing in various locations throughout Belgium. A considerable number of persons from Turkey are among the next largest ethnic groups of immigrants, and they are found in significant numbers across Belgium. Overall, Belgium has a diverse population of people that come from a variety of various ethnic backgrounds. This moves it up to the 9th position on our list. Number 8. Norway. People who practice religion in Norway are predominantly Christian, with 68.7% claiming affiliation with the Church of Norway, Evangelical Lutheran Official, 2.8% claiming affiliation with the Roman Catholic Church, and the remaining 3% claiming affiliation with another Christian denomination. Muslims account for 3.4% of the Norwegian population, whereas 2% adhere to a different religion and 16.8% are unaffiliated with any religious group. Early Norwegians practiced Norse paganism, as did all individuals of Scandinavian descent. Around the year 1000, missionaries arrived in the region and introduced Christianity to people. It has a rather diversified culture, with individuals from a variety of ethnic backgrounds. Number 7. Switzerland. Because Switzerland has several borders with other nations, there is a diverse spectrum of external factors at work in the country's affairs. Italy, France, Germany, Austria, and Liechtenstein are among the countries that share these boundaries. Despite the fact that the country has 4 official languages, Swiss German, French, Italian, and Romansh, foreign employees and temporary outside residents are estimated to account for 22% of the total population. It shares borders with a number of other nations, allowing for a greater number of people to become acquainted with their culture. Switzerland has earned the right to be ranked 7th on this list. Number 6. Finland. Finland is a country with a high degree of ethnic homogeneity. The majority of the people is of Finnish descent. The first occupants of the area were hunter-gatherers, who were most closely connected to the modern-day Sami people of Finland in terms of lifestyle. In Finland, there are over 8,000 Sami people and are legally recognized as a minority, according to government statistics. The Sami people have been living in north of the Arctic Circle for more than 7,000 years. The Sami people constitute a minority of 5% in the Lapland province, according to official figures. Finland does not collect or maintain government statistics on ethnic groups. Only 3.5% of the population is made up of foreign citizens, which is one of the lowest rates in the European Union and one of the lowest in the world. Estonia, Russia, and Sweden are the countries with the highest proportion of foreign citizens. Number 5. Denmark. As a result of its low economic disparity, high-quality healthcare, and outstanding education, Denmark is frequently regarded as one of the world's happiest countries. With a score of 7.555 out of 10, it is presently rated third in the world as of 2018. People of Danish origin account for over 90% of Denmark's population, which implies they have at least one parent who was born in the nation and has Danish citizenship. The vast majority of whom come from Turkey, Somalia, Iraq, South Asia, the Middle East, and Bosnia and Herzegovina, among other countries and regions. Number 4. Sweden. Sweden is home to individuals from the indigenous population of Swedes, as well as persons born abroad or as first-generation immigrants, such as Turks, Greeks, Finns, Yugoslavs, Danes, and Norwegians, as well as people from other countries. Christianity is the most popular religion in Sweden, accounting for 66.8% of the population. Other religions such as Orthodox, Roman Catholic, Baptist, Muslim, Buddhist, and Jewish each account for 13% of the population when all religions are included. The official language is Swedish, however, there are also tiny Sami and Finnish-speaking communities in the country, as well as other languages spoken. Number 3. New Zealand. As far as demographics are concerned, European settlers surpassed the indigenous Maoris in terms of population as early as the 19th century. Approximately 71% of the country's population of almost 5 million people identified themselves as being of European heritage. Maoris made up 16.5% of the population, with people of Asian descent making up another 15.3% of the population. Christianity, Hinduism, Buddhism, Islam, and others are the religions practiced by New Zealanders. All of this contributes to New Zealand being one of the most racially equitable countries in the world. Number 2. Canada. Outside of Canada, an amazing 2.8 million Canadian citizens dwell. This is comparable to 9% of the total Canadian population. By comparison, only 1.7% of U.S. residents live overseas, compared to more than 20% of New Zealanders. The United States is home to around 1 million Canadians. The second most popular destination is Hong Kong, which is home to almost 300,000 Canadians. More than half of Canadians living outside of Canada are naturalized citizens who have returned to the country of their origin. Most, but not all, despite the fact that they were born in Canada. Canada is well known for its universal healthcare system and overall commitment to its inhabitants, which is financed by comparatively high tax rates of 33% on personal income and 15% on corporate revenue. For the last few years, government expenditure has accounted for somewhat more than 40% of the country's GDP. Religion in Canada encompasses a broad range of groups and views. Here, virtually every major global religion, creed, and denomination has a sizable population, including Christianity, Islam, Judaism, Buddhism, Hinduism, and Sikhism. As in other nations, religion has declined in Canada as more individuals identify as religiously unaffiliated. Number 1. Netherlands. The majority of the population is Dutch, accounting for 79.3% of the total. They are the country's largest ethnic group. Other ethnic minorities include Europeans, Turks, Indo-Europeans, Moroccans, Surinamese, Caribbeans, Poles, Chinese, and Iraqis. Netherlands is the most tolerant population in the world, with a majority of the population living peacefully with other ethnic groups. There are a few variables that may be examined to acquire a better knowledge of the country's quality of life. Healthcare, literacy, and increased access to water and sanitation are all included in the Quality of Life Index. With 10.9% of the national GDP dedicated to healthcare, the country has a decent resource density. There are 3.48 physicians for every 1,000 people and 4.7 hospital beds for every 1,000 residents, respectively. While 100% of the population has access to safe drinking water, just 2.3% have access to better sanitary facilities. When it comes to literacy, 99% of the population over the age of 15 is literate, which is likely due in part to the education sector's 5.5% GDP contribution. The list is based on the annual Best Countries Report, a collaboration between U.S. News and World Report, the BAV Group, and the University of Pennsylvania's Wharton School. The report, which surveyed over 17,000 people in 78 countries, the Best Countries Report added specific questions about racial tolerance. Thank you for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe, comment, and turn on the notification bell.